I'm Ariana Bravo and I am a Formula One presenter. My role can look very varied across a day. Primarily, I do track TV, which is what goes out on the big screens at track, and I also host the fan zone stage interviews, which is where we get all 20 Formula One drivers up on stage to have some fun, basically, and we also get drivers from other series as well joining us. And then I also dip into F1 TV and Media Pen and sometimes even Park Ferme. So my job can look very varied across the race weekend. So I come from a completely unrelated background to journalism. I went to university, I studied economics, which I absolutely adored, and I then became a management consultant for 4 years, specializing in internal audit. But I knew as soon as I got into that job that it wasn't for me. I'd always had an interest in presenting. I'd done my work experience at school at Channel 4, and I'd also always loved Formula One since I was a tiny little girl through my dad. I just thought, why don't I try merging two of my loves and see if it works out? So I started making videos of me just talking to camera about Formula One race weekends. They were very basic, they weren't fancy content as we now know it. It was literally me against a plain white wall, just to demonstrate how I talk on camera and to sort of create a show reel for myself. These got noticed by the director of broadcasting at Formula One, and yeah, he asked if I wanted to come along and shadow for a weekend, and then I got a chance to come out to the Austrian Grand Prix in 2021 as a track TV presenter. So away from track, my typical day is usually preparation for being at track. Behind the scenes, there's so much work that goes into preparing notes, doing your research, looking at stats, familiarizing yourself with the circuits that you're visiting, the series that are racing. So it's a lot of prep behind the scenes so that when you come on to a race weekend, when you get to track, you are ready to hit the ground running. My favorite part of the role is being able to connect with fans and being able to bridge the gap between the sport and the fans who are either at track or at home. I love being on the fan zone stage and being able to see the fans there and the energy that they bring, and equally I love broadcasting, whether it's through F1 TV, whether it's with Channel 4, and bringing the story to those who are watching on television at home. I think that it's a real honor to be able to do that storytelling. The more challenging parts, I guess, can be how much we're away from home. I work a lot of races, but I think the beauty of this job and of this paddock is that you create family with the people that you work with, and that is so important, and I'm very fortunate that I have some amazing friends/family who I found in the paddock. Hard work is the most important thing in this job. As I said, so much of the role is the preparation behind the scenes. We do as much hard work and prep behind the scenes so that it can look as easy or seamless as possible on camera. So it's important to have the work ethic to match. And also I think it's really important to be friendly and to speak to people in the paddock. Everyone here has a different story to tell and works in different areas, and you can learn so much by just networking and going out and chatting to people. And that's something that I personally have found really crucial to my journey. I can remember when I started out sending messages to other women in motorsport in the jobs that I wanted to do, people like Rachel Brooks, sending them messages, asking for advice, and they were always more than willing to give it. So I feel like I had unofficial mentors and encouraging words from women who are still in the sport now. And then also, since being in the paddock, I've grown really close to people like Louise Goodman, who is an absolute legend in the Formula One paddock, and she's really helped to mentor me and show me the way a little bit, and if I've needed help, I've always been able to ask her. And also just the people you interact with day to day, everyone can give you an encouraging word or a helping hand when you need it. The work that I do on stage requires a completely different skill set to the work that I do in the media pen. They're very, very different. So find out what it is that gives you that buzz, and don't be afraid to pursue that, even if it's slightly different from what the majority of people might be doing or what you'd imagined that you would love when you first came into the sport. I would tell young girls who want to get into the industry to do it. I mean, why hold back? There are so many supportive women and men in the paddock. It's an incredible environment to work in. We're working amongst amazing athletes. It's so inspiring to be working amongst not just the athletes, but also the skilled people behind the scenes who make the race weekends happen. So follow your dreams, work hard, don't be put off by any obstacles that might come your way. Just find out a way to overcome them, reroute maybe. You might have to find an alternative way to getting to your end result, but just don't give up. That's the most crucial point. I think F1 Academy is so important, and I think it's important not just to demonstrate the incredible talent that women have out on track, but also to showcase all of the roles that are behind the scenes. I mean, the team behind the scenes at F1 Academy are fantastic as well, and I think it's a really powerful way of showing young girls and also people of any age what is possible. It's not just about inspiring the people that may step into the car, it's just about demonstrating that we have a right to be here, that we're perfectly capable of being here, and that we're here to stay. I have a very personal link to the series because when I first was trying to get into the industry, I joined Dare to be Different, which was set up by Susie Wolf, and I went to one of the networking events that Dare to be Different hosted, and that is actually what started my journey into motorsport. It's the event that I met Rachel Brooks at, it's an event that I also met one of my now closest friends at, and that is where I first felt that it was actually possible. So to now be 4 or 5 years later and see that Susie Wolf has created and championed this series, it's something very personal to me because I feel that without her and Dare to be Different, which is now Girls on Track UK, I wouldn't be here myself. So I know what this series can do for people from my own journey through a program that Susie has set up. So I love it.